guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are reviewing the Transformers Generations Titans Returns Deluxe Class Walgreens Exclusive Brainstorm with his Headmaster or Titan Master Autobot Teslor. Now, this is a Walgreens exclusive sent in by Larry Arts Production. You guys might know him from my Transformers Insane Asylum and anything where I need voice actors, so there's that. Anyways, big thanks to him. If you guys want to check out his link, it's down in the description below. Now, I have to explain that we don't have Walgreens in Canada. We've seen a couple of Walgreens exclusives here or there, but nothing much. I think the only Walgreens exclusive thing I have in my collection of pretty much anything is a Halo Mega Block, or not Mega Blocks, Halo McFarlane CIO Spartan that was actually found at a dollar store. Funny enough, it still has like this color green to it, so, you know, Walgreens, ha 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 ha, I don't know. But anyways, we're here to take a look at it, and I'm very thankful that now I have it. Thank you, Larry. Anyways, here he is in his alt mode, and I understand where people are coming from, where they don't like this alt mode. But yeah, I see Brainstorm in this. I really do see a car in this too, like a futuristic car. But I also see Brainstorm in it. You know, he had the same front section here, and even had this thin shape right around here. It's just that it would have been off to around here is where the gray would have started or something. But still, it's not bad. I do like the wings. They are definitely different than the Generation 1 version, to where they have the slant down. I believe that's more based on the IDW version. I don't know, the image that I saw, I don't actually own the Generation 1 version, but the image that I saw had wings that just went straight down like this. And I like this more. Now, it does have a canopy, which you can open up, and that would reveal, let me get more light onto this, that would reveal the little Teslor, and he does not actually plug into place, so he kind of wiggles around inside there, but you can close that up. And there is the little Titan Master Teslor, named after the guy that invented, I don't know, electronic kites or something. But anyways, here he is. He's got an orange face, gray body, and then he's also got this kind of cyan color arms, legs, and head. I will say, unfortunately, there is a stress mark in the leg. I don't know if you can see that. I don't think that's coming off on camera too well, but it is very deep, and it's got me a little bit worried. But there are tight joints in the legs, which I'm actually kind of surprised by, because a lot of my other Titan Master figures, they have loose joints in the legs, and this one's actually pretty good. There's the head. It's got some orange paint and actually has some blue in the eyes. There is no blue on this figure whatsoever except for the eyes, so they made the color blue for this specifically for the eyes, which I think is very nice. I will say, I think there's something wrong with the plastic here with the pegs, because there's a bit of that, you can see like a ring of plastic sticking out. And so he doesn't stand up too straight. I mean, I can get him to stand, but he also wobbles a little, so there's that. I'm going to put him to the side. I do like the guns on the front here. I think that's pretty cool. He's also got his smaller gun, which comes from the Chrome Dome and Blur figure, which, by the way, he is actually a remold of Blur, so anyone with the Blur figure, you're not really missing out on much as far as the mold. But the gun's okay. It's kind of basic, but I do like the fact that he includes this weapon as well. And then this whole entire front section is also a weapon too. Now, one thing to note, you don't want to push down too far on this, because it will collapse in on itself and give it a weird shape to it, and the Headmaster wouldn't really fit inside there. Well, the Headmaster would block that off, of course, if you have that in, but that's mostly due to transformation. You want to lift it up to about there. Just pushing the front section of the jet will line it up just fine, but just make a note of that. And also, he's got Autobot logos on the side there. You can also adjust the wings, but I don't see the point in that. They don't really look good. I mean, that looks alright, but for Brainstorm, it should be out like that. And also, he should have two fins sticking out, but considering what he's a remold of, I do understand exactly what they're doing here. So, I have no issue with that. Let's zoom out of the camera zoomy thing, and let's go ahead and go through the transformation. Now, to transform this guy, what you're going to start to do is take the arms and pop them out from the sides here. and they'll pop in just fine. I should leave that canopy up for the time being. Just leave them up to about there, and then pop out the back section, what will become the backpack, unless you want to take that off. I'll just leave that on for right now. Again, the gun does plug underneath here. You can leave the gun in that if you want for storage, but I'm just going to leave that off. And then before we take that all the way down, we want to take the legs and we want to open up the bottom section right here. Next, what you want to do is swing this around to the joint just below the knee and separate the legs. Take the fin on this side, collapse it like so, and swing down these sections of the legs. Next, what you want to do is flip out the feet, which are very tight, which I really do like. And it's got the same kind of paint thing going on as Scourge, to where it looks like that should be a sticker. It's not a sticker, and I really do like that. Take the top section and rotate the arms like so. Take the backpack, flip that all the way down. You want to be careful because it's on a double joint, and you can see how everything just goes flush on the back here. So what you want to do is when you have this down, you want to rotate it from this lower part first, and then the upper section right here. So, I mean, just as long as you get it in this fashion. So, there's that. Bring out the canopy, flip the seat up, and flip that down. That will fill in the section. Flip up the arms completely, and take the pieces that are around the hands, and you're going to give them a little bit of a push, and then bring them down like so, because they are pegged onto the hands. And there you go, there is Brainstorm in his robot mode, and he looks fantastic. I will say this, he kind of reminds me of some of the third-party figures. I don't know if it's just the yellow canopy, maybe I'm just used to seeing a lot of the third-party Brainstorms, but he just reminds me of the third-party Brainstorms, which I really like. Now you can leave this back section right here, or you can attach it as a weapon. Now there's a couple of things you can do with the weapon section. I will bring this out like that, and you can see this gray little tab piece. You fling that out, like so. And then you can attach the gun, and now it's a gunner's section that you can kind of place down. That's supposed to be like a little landing strut or something, but it doesn't really want to stand in place. What you should do, if that happens, is bring this down like that, because now you're using this rectangle, this flat section right here, and you're putting that on the ground. And you just gotta get it right to where it's not gonna fall forward, but it is possible to stand. I'm not really doing a good job, but you can do that. And then you can also tab the headmaster inside there, which is pretty cool. And using the pegs on the side, you can attach that to the hands, so you can get something like that. That's pretty cool. You know, I imagine some people are not going to do this, and I'm sure that nobody's going to display the figure like that. But it's a pretty cool option, you know. You get a little bit of play value, especially for the kids. I really do like that. So it's just one thing. It doesn't destroy anything, so I'm fine with that. Plus, also, a good thing is that when you swing down this tab, that actually pops out the headmaster, because the tab that sticks onto inside here is filled in by that gray tab. So that's pretty good. Anyways, what I like to do is I like to plug in the gun like so, and sometimes I leave this on the back, but I'm just going to leave it on the side of the arm. It also has the peg, so you can attach it like that, you can attach it like this. There's multiple different ways you can do that, but it's best if you bend the elbow once you have it like this, so that nothing is clashing with the wings. And then last but not least, you swing the legs forward or down or whatever. You collapse the figure is what I mean, and then you connect that onto the top there, and there is your full-on Brainstorm with the Teslor figure, and that looks very nice. There's something so good and complete about this figure. He really looks like Brainstorm. I understand if people want the San Diego Comic-Con version more, but I gotta say, I'm happy with this. There is a few things that I don't really understand and I have to question about this figure, and it mainly has to do with parts that are painted. Because, you see this section right here. That's actually molded gray plastic, but it's painted over in this complete teal, green, cyan color. I don't get that. Why is it like that? First off, it's painted poorly because you got like some bits of it everywhere in the gray pegs, and then it just needs like another coat of that. Which, by the way, I guess on a lot of this figure it had like an extra coat of paint because a lot of these joints were pretty tight. Like I couldn't move some of these joints for whatever reason, and I think it's because the paint was so thick that you just couldn't really do much with it. It's fine now, but I just want to keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, his torso is molded in that color. Why does this need to be painted in that? Also, his waist is the same thing. It's molded in, I believe it's the light gray. Yeah, it's the light gray plastic, and then it's completely painted over. But the whole thing is in that color. So why? Why does it need to do that? There's no point to it. I really don't understand it. Just seems like it's a little too costly for that. Like, it doesn't need it, because it just raises the price on it, and it's unnecessary. I will say, I like the guns on the side there. I know some people would have preferred that these would be removed and as handheld weapons, but I don't mind. I think it's just fine. I love the head. I think it looks very good. The legs look fantastic. I mean, they're mostly in that gray color, which isn't bad. You know, it feels like a Generation 1 figure that's been updated, which is what Generation should be. And I like this. Now, the wings can move. I usually just click them back like that, just to give them a nice aesthetic all around. I think that looks good. I know some people like to leave this back all the way, but I don't know, it's just, for me, that doesn't really work for Brainstorm. I kind of like him having the wings off to the side. That's just my personal opinion. And as far as the comparison is concerned, you have Hardhead right here. I do not have the Chrome Dome or the Highbrow figure, but I do have these two. And I really want that Chrome Dome and Highbrow. And if you guys are curious, I will swap the heads for you guys, because the heads actually look pretty good when you swap them. Not so much for Hardhead, but that doesn't look bad. I like that. And then as far as Brainstorm with Feroz, I actually really like that. Or Feroz, or whatever you want to call him. Feroz. Doesn't matter. Anyways, but I really like the look of that. I think that's pretty good. Of course, I'll leave them on their appropriate figure, but I don't know. I think that was pretty cool. Maybe it's because they don't share the same green color, but at least it's not like a totally orange head like the Infinitus on the Sentinel Prime. So, there's that. But I really do like these two. I think they're pretty good, and I definitely want the Chrome Dome and Highbrow. Highbrow I didn't want as much as Chrome Dome, but I just want both of them now. It doesn't matter which one, I just want both. Doesn't matter which one's first, I just want both of them so that I can have the set. Now, my biggest complaint for the whole toy is the fact that it's a Walgreens exclusive. There's a video that I made complaining about the fact that it's a Walgreens exclusive. And I think they did this because they had like 3 Decepticon monster bots, or whatever you want to call it. They're not monster... Are they monster bots? I don't know. I don't usually keep track of that time frame from Generation 1. But you had Skullcruncher, Weirdwolf, and Mindwipe. And I guess they wanted to release 3 of the Autobot brothers so that they can go against those 3 Decepticons. Or maybe it's because in the wave of 4, like Wave 1 and Wave 2, they have 2 Autobots and 2 Decepticons, because now you have that swappable ability with the Decepticon heads and the Autobot heads, or something like that. That's how they wanted to introduce the lineup. So they gave Brainstorm like an extra release for the Walgreens exclusive. However, I feel like this should have been like a Toys R Us exclusive, because Toys R Us, you know, that's more local, I guess. That's more national than Walgreens. Like, we don't have Walgreens out here in Canada, like I explained. You can see more of my ranting on that. I won't like totally go into it, but I really do think that was a bad choice for them. I do get the the sponsorship or advertisement or whatever the deal between those two things, Hasbro and Walgreens. But I just think personally it was a bad idea. But honestly, I really do like this toy. If you can get him, I would say go ahead and get him. However, I will also explain that $40 to $60, you shouldn't pay for that for this guy. Because America is pretty much paying like the same retail price that they would for any Walgreens figure, and they usually ship them in like a box of 5. Now, I totally understand, you know, scalping and whatnot, but I think that $40 to $60, I don't care if it's a collector's thing, is completely and utterly unfair. And the toy will even go for more than that. So, I'd say, if someone can help you out with, like they have a Walgreens nearby, and they can help you out, like Larry did for me, which, by the way, thank you so much for that. And they can pick it up for, like, $20 and shipping and whatnot. I say go for that. Because, I mean, $40 to $60, even higher than that, is way too much for this. Don't pay that. Don't pay that at all. Seriously, don't. Especially when the US gets it, like, for every Walgreens, and they get, like, a shipment of 5 or whatever. Like, I understand that it's not the easiest figure to find, but I've seen stories to where, like, people go into Walgreens and they just find, like, 5 or 10 Brainstorms in the store, and it just pisses me off. Anyways, I'm sorry for ranting, but whatever. Anyways, that is pretty much it. I'd highly recommend this figure if you can get it for a good price. And, yeah, again, thank you to Larry Arts Production for sending this out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I will see you guys next time. Fist bump. One more thing to add, is it just me? I love the art of the card, but should the brain power be a little bit higher than that? I mean, you got a character called Brainstorm and Teslor, and as soon as you look at that, you're like, why?